Hi, welcome to COVID Homeschooling. In this video, we're going to talk about how to figure out what you need to teach. This is going to be a lot different than the crisis homeschooling everyone was doing last spring because now you're in charge. So one of the biggest questions I always get asked is, how do you know what to teach? Does the school give you curriculum? And for the most part, that answer is going to be no. Now, one of my friends, she lives out in Colorado, and there is this program through the public school where they just check out some books and then at the end of the year they bring them back. But for the most part, you have to figure it out. So you could buy curriculum. It's kind of like buying a boxed dinner kit. You open it up and you read the directions and you do it. But there's variations. There's like the hamburger helper version and the blue apron version. So the more money that you spend, probably the better the curriculum's going to be. And there's 100,000 different options out there for homeschooling. And so it's a lot to try to look through. Most people that I know, they've bought several different curriculums before they figure out what it is that they're going to use. And so that might not be an option for you right now. And curriculum, homeschooling stuff, none of it is tax deductible. So let's assume that it's not an option. I'm going to give you 4 ways that you can figure out what you can teach. So number 1, you might be fortunate enough that your regular teacher would tell you what your kid did last year because you might not even know. Or you could ask the upcoming teacher what they're planning to cover. So that way, let's say that you were only going to end up keeping your kid at home for a couple months, you could just cover the same things and then they could go back to school and they wouldn't have missed probably much. So you could just email those teachers and they'd probably give you a list. Or you might be able to pull the information from the school website. I've done that before when I was trying to figure out what we should be hitting kind of at that grade level. So number 2, you can also look at your state's education website. And this is what teachers do. So on your state's education website, you can pull up any grade and any subject, and it gives you a whole list of all the things that your student is supposed to be able to do by the end of the year. But these lists can be pretty long, and the formatting on them and the language is not always the clearest, and it's probably not worth the resources to print it. But that is an option. If you are one of those people that likes to cross all your T's and dot all your I's, that's a good way of doing it. Or number 3, if you want to go a shorter route that's kind of like that, you could just Google, what should my 3rd grader know how to do? You can also look for this on Pinterest. You can usually find a quick 1-page sheet telling you the main things, and that would give you some ideas. And then I would give you ideas in further videos about how you could cover those. So number 4, if you're living in a state like Missouri where the legal guidelines are so open, you can decide what you want to teach. And you can pick anything. Say your kid likes sharks. Great, do it. So make a list of anything you think your kid would like to learn. It's a great starting point to start off of. In later videos, I'll show you how you can use a topic to teach all the subjects, which will save you a lot of time. Once you have your list of things to teach, you can start planning the year. If you don't want to think about a whole year, you could say semester or month or just a week. So the easiest way to approach the year is to take it one day at a time. Classroom teachers will plot all the standards across the whole year, making sure to hit all those milestones at the appropriate times. But you only have 1 or just a couple of students, so you don't have to do it the classroom way. When you have 1 student in your class, you move the lessons at their pace. So you can practice addition until they've mastered it, and then you move on to the next skill. You don't have to worry about getting through everything because at some point they'll hit a skill and master it super quickly. And so this is a huge benefit for homeschooling because in public school, if you haven't mastered it, well, too bad, we have to move on. We don't have time for you. So I like to think of this as a step program, taking 1 step at a time. And when I was first starting out homeschooling, I just thought of it as, we are doing this today. And doing something for 1 day is very manageable. So it's nothing to stress out about. And there you go.